You guys know how, like, sometimes you have this great joke, but, like, occasionally, like, people are just, like, apparently it was already, like, made up. Like, I had this great joke, where, like, you, like, have someone, you're like, hey, you have ligma. And then, like, they say, what's ligma? You go, ligma balls. Like, the funniest crap ever, right? But then I said it to my dad the other day, and he didn't think it was funny. Like, apparently someone already made that joke. And people these days, huh?
Right, we're live.
Welcome to the NJBA three-way tournament. My name is Ray Porter. I'm a reporter here for NJBA. So, yeah, we're doing the three-way tournament where we have Sam first, Luke second, and then JR. But I would like to introduce our newest member to the analyst crew, or the reporting crew, Anna Liss. How you doing today, Anna?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing great. How do you think this first round's going to shake up, Anna?
Well, I think it's pretty interesting. I think the top overall pick's probably locked in based on what we're seeing, the reports we're getting. But the next two picks in the second round, that's still all up in the air. So should be a good one today, folks.
Should be indeed. Well, it is time to proceed with the first overall pick. And the person that has the first overall pick is Sam Thiem. Sam, who would you like to pick? Really? Huh. Well, all right. The first overall pick is Alex Bowman.
And I don't think that's a surprise by any measure.
Definitely.
I think from all the intel I was getting from Sam's camp that they were all pointing towards Alex.
Yeah, that's what everyone felt. They have a nice touch together. They're good friends. But also, Alex is such a great player. Probably would have won the NJBA tournament last month had it not been for his untimely death. Yeah. All right, and now on to the second overall pick. We have Lucas Myers. I do want to remind everyone that remaining, we have Derek Jackson, Peyton, Zeke Hansen, Cody Durbin. Is that everyone?
I believe so, right?
That is everyone. Thank you, Anna.
Anytime.
And who would you want out of those people, Luke?
I'm going to go with Peyton Adams.
Now that's a pretty interesting pick there, Ray. I think it was up in the air between a couple people there, so it definitely kind of lines up the rest of the board a little bit. It gives us a little clarity.
Yeah, I definitely think that as well. I think the next picks are a little more predictable now that we have that. And Peyton's definitely, if you would have told me like a year ago that Peyton would have gotten picked second, I don't think I would have believed you. But after his most recent performance, it's definitely justifiable for him to get picked this high in the draft.
Yeah. And so far, 2 out of the 3 NJBA tournament champions have been picked.
That is true. And the third one is not here. He is not playing because we don't allow him to play. All right. So far, we do have Jackson and Zeke remaining. Those are kind of out of the top 4, the 2 left, but we could get a surprise. So, who knows? Jacob Ross still has yet to pick, so let's see where he goes with his next pick. Jacob?
Zeke.
So I think the top 3, 2 out of the 3 is not a big surprise. I think, Peyton was definitely in the discussion, especially after his most recent tournament. But, I think Jackson is probably now the best person left on the board.
Probably, but we'll see where Sam does. He is with us in person, as you can see, but Sam obviously likes the different players, so we're going to have to give him a moment because the first round just concluded and he needs to go over his choices. So we'll be right back with you. And we are back with the second round, all right? I always say good things come in 2. And back to right now over to Sam. We need Sam to give the first pick of the second round. And Sam, who do you pick? Wow, really? Okay. Now, Sam theme going out here with Team Diversity, Dare J. Carl.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite the pick. I think the second round was really wide open, and maybe it's surprising. Maybe it's surprising that Jackson hasn't gone off the board yet, as he was in the finals of last year.
That is true. Maybe just Sam does not feel like the coordination is there as it is with Dare J.
That's true. I wonder how Alex feels about this diversity.
Yeah, especially being the most diverse person there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we have seen Alex and Derje on a team before.
That is true. At our initial, well, twice actually, we had the 2v2 tournament in which they placed second to some very strapping lads at first. And then in the 3v3 tournament, they won that event against Jacob Eve. Just Jacob Eve.
That was impressive.
Yes, it was very impressive.
They almost lost, but...
Almost. But they won.
So this leaves it wide open left. We have Jackson and Cody left, which, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? There could be a...
We could have the Twin Towers here today.
There could be a major surprise at pick 6. Who knows they're going to pick after pick 5. All right, now we're going to go over to pick 5 with Lucas.
I'm going to pick Cody Durbin.
Now that is a major surprise.
That is a very big surprise. So Jackson Gum will go last in the NJBA 3-way draft.
Wow.
Well,
Actually, we don't know that.
That's true. We still have to go to pick 6.
Sure, Ross. Do we need to get like a crucifix or something?
Jackson.
Shocker. I am surprised.
Me too. That'll be an interesting team right there. As you have
The spacing will be interesting.
It will be very interesting. But you have Zeke, Jacob Ross, and Jackson Gum right there together. Where is Jackson? Oh, he's not here. All right. Well, you got Jacob Ross, Zeke, and Evan. And yeah, so that concludes the draft. And here are the teams. We have Sam, Alex, and Derje. You could really say the 3 cousins if you wanted to. I wouldn't. And then you have Luke, Peyton, and Bodie Durbin. A little bit of a surprise. Peyton was not so much of a surprise, but many people had Bodie going last. And
Including
you have
me.
Jacob Ross, Bert Retreat, or also known as Zeke Hansen. And then we got Evan Moberly. And that is our teams. Who do you, out of these teams, just like right off the bat, who do you feel best about?
Well, I mean, obviously, any team that has Alex or Zeke is going to jump off the page immediately. But, Peyton is obviously an NJBA champion, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do with Cody and Luke. If Derje can catch fire on that team, and if Sam can maybe knock down a couple threes, they could go a long way. And who knows if JR will be able to rekindle that magic that he had at the last NJBA tournament.
Definitely true. I definitely think any of these teams can win it, especially when it comes to 3v3. We only had 1 game prior, and it had Jacob Eve, so it doesn't count. But as I said, any of these 3 teams can win. But it'll make for a great tournament. The format is as goes. We have a round robin where every team will play each other once, so there'll be 3 total games. And then a tiebreaker will be set to decide between any of the other teams that need to get into the finals. And then we have 2 finalists, and they will play for the championship. And so therefore, we would have a 1 and a 2 and a 3 place teams. And that will conclude our NJBA 3-way tournament. Who doesn't love 3-ways?
It's been.
Yeah, facts.
No
All right. And now we will go to our interviews. Cut off. Hey everyone, this is Ray Porter here, coming with interviews for our 3 drafters. We got Sam Thiem first. Sam, these picks were somewhat predictable. I know some people had you taking Jackson 4th, but due to your chemistry with Derje and the fact that you are very close, that you have 2 very people that are near and dear to your heart, how did you come up with that? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. All right, now we're going to move on to Luke Gaming. Now, Luke, you have Peyton and Bodie, two guys that have chemistry already, so you have that built in, but also two people that it seemed like were somewhat surprise picks. I know Peyton wasn't so much, but a lot of people had Bodie Peyton 6. Why did you pick him at 5?
I don't know. I just knew that the chemistry was there. It could be a very interesting dynamic between all of us, and I think we'll go really far in the tournament because we saw Peyton. He's good around everything. Cody's good up front, and I'm good in the back. You know what they say. But you know, I think we'll do very good in the tournament on the 3-way. You know, me, Peyton, Cody, 3-way. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. What do you think you can contribute to the team that already has chemistry between those two?
I think I can just honestly contribute with 3-pointers because that's my strong point. I'm not really good up front, so you know what? They can just carry the team, and I'll try and dunk some threes. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? All right. And now we're over here with the person drafted 3rd overall. We have Jacob Ross. You picked Zeke Hansen, a.k.a. Birchwood Tree, and Jackson Gum, who fell to 6th. So you didn't have much. Oh, wait, sorry, Evan Mobley. My bad. Who fell to 6th, so you didn't have much for a choice. How do you feel about that team?
Well, I wouldn't say that I picked any of them. I just kind of chose which ones were the best out of what I had. No, it was not because I had no other choices. Now, I will say that while this is not a bad team, I don't have very high hopes, especially if any team with me on it. However, lately, who knows? I think it's safe to say that I was cucked and and robbed, and I'm not very hopeful for the upcoming threesome.
This is Ray Porter.